So West Ham was always your first love, was it? Yeah? Yeah. Even more so than Celtic?
Nah, Celtic's my club, innit? Celtic's my club, but I came down and these guys for the East End of London took to me, and they'd no reason to, but they took to me, and I've been great with them ever since. It's been absolutely a joy to be a part of the West Ham family.
But they love you there, don't they?
So it's great. Listen, the neutrals feel it. The feeling neutral, but it's just some of the guys. I love the guys that go out. You know, you meet up with so many strange characters.
Be one of those strange characters.
Yeah, but I didn't want to see that, Dave.
You sure you've had more caps for Scotland?
As you can probably tell, I'm not very good for disciplinarian. I'm not a very good disciplinarian, so I fell out with a couple of managers. So that's Jock Stein would pick me. He just wouldn't pick me. He thought I was an idiot. You're a good judge. No, Jock was great. He picked me, Charlie Nicholas, and Maurice Johnson.
Oh, great.
In the same squad.
Mm-hmm. That's tough competition.
Well, yeah, well, think of it. We were only in Headtail, never been in competition. We were only in Headtail half an hour. And the threes were out the back door through the kitchen, out for a night out. That was more important. What about the game after the night out?
So, yeah, absolutely. Brendon, what do you want to ask him?
Now, listen, Frank, what was the dirtiest player you'd ever say you played against?
I don't know about dirtiest. There was a few hard players back in the day. See, the days you could kick each other and you can get away with it. Nowadays, they fucking roll about for hours, don't they? Probably the hardest player I played against was Mick McCarthy.
Ah.
I played against him at Man City, and this is the truth, guys. Little Waddy, a little Scouse twat, said to me in the dressing room before the game, he said, "Be careful this afternoon." I says, "Why?" He said, "Mick McCarthy's going to try and break your legs." And I says, "Who the fuck's Mick McCarthy?" And he's a 7.5. So I says, "Yeah, okay." So I went out, and luck be having it, the ball came up the first couple of minutes, and I've caught him with my elbow. And I know I've done him. I've done him big time. And I'm walking away as if all proud of myself, and I turned round and he hadn't dropped. And there was claret everywhere. And he's just looking at me. And it was the fucking scariest thing ever. And he says, "You might be a better player than me, but I'm the hardest player you'll play against." And I swear to guys, he kicked the crap out of me for 89 minutes. It was embarrassing. Every time I stopped running, he was trying to punch me. So, yeah, I had to stay in that night, Dave. I fucking couldn't go out, so I had a party at the house. It was all right.
What is better, Frank, scoring with a page 3 girl or scoring for West Ham?
Listen, when you score, if anyone says to you it's better scoring a goal, they've fucking got to get out more. Listen, it was great scoring a goal. It was great feeling. But to say that it's better than having sex, I heard some people talking. I'm like, get out, you know. You're obviously not doing it with the right person.
Who's the best roommate, Frank? When you were,
I had good roommates. I didn't share a room a lot with people because I used to smoke back in the day, so people didn't like it. But when I was there the first time, I got a room on. So the second time it was Julian Dicks. And you can imagine me and Dixie. We go in the house with a little ward they used to share with him. He says, "Don't share with him because he punches you and all that." And I says, "I don't mind. I'll just stab him when he's sleeping, right?" and Dixie started laughing, so we became good pals. And we had I'll tell you one of the things that happened to us. We were playing Swindon. Jimmy Quinn played with Swindon, so he was staying over. And he brought his golf club, but he was sharing with Martin Allen, who's psycho, right? Mad.
Yeah,
he says, "I don't want to leave my clubs in the room because he's mad." And I says, "You want to give me and him?" And he went, "Yeah, because you don't play golf." So I says, "Yeah, okay." So honest to God, my boredom level, Brendon, is very low, and Dixie's probably worse than me. After Cheers, I think it was. Remember that programme, Cheers? It was on at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
What do we do now? Right. Fuck it, let's get the golf clubs out. So we decided to get the golf clubs out and the balls. None of us had played golf at the time. And there's always the metal tins in the hotel rooms. So we said to try and chip it and hit the door or hit the wall and come down and drop it in the bucket. Well, this went on for a while, and then we decided to open the curtain and open the back window and try and hit one off the door, one bounce out the window. So all that kind of stuff. So you can imagine the noise, right? This is the gospel truth. After about 20 minutes, knocked the door, and I've looked through and I said, Dixie, it's a gaffer, and the gaffer was Billy Bonds at the time. I said, it's a gaffer. He said, let him in. And I opened the door, and I swear to guys, the look on his face, because he didn't know what was going on in this room. He's been told there's a lot of noise, and he's come up thinking we've got a couple of Doris's or something, and when he's seen all these golf balls, the relief on his face, and he says, I don't want to fucking know. She's the one.
Did you ever have to room with anybody like that was really serious? Were ever like a serious footballer with no sense of humour?
When it happened, no, when it happened. I was fortunate to share with at the World Cup we went. I shared with Graham Souness, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Graham's a good
what was he like?
Brilliant. He's a great guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Great football guy. I've got nothing but respect for him.
Yeah. Hard man. We're hard.
Oh, yeah, hard man. I'm supposed to be his pal. He took over Rangers, became manager, and I've come up to Celtic.
Yeah.
And the first one of my games against him, I've got a great photo of as soon as we call Charlie, and I've got a great photo of him sliding into me and he's done me in the shin. There's a great photo of me giving it that and jumping out of the way. Yeah. And I says, I'm supposed to be a pal. He says, I only done that because I had mouldies on. If I'd studs, I wouldn't have done it.
What was it like playing in those Rangers Celtic derbies? Must have been, the atmosphere must be amazing.
My first one only lasted 14 minutes. Mm-hmm. The manager told me not to get involved, Liam, and 14 minutes later I get sent off. That was a Chris Woods, Terry Butcher, and Graham Roberts. It was me and three Englishmen. The three, the Rangers are called the Bears. Mm-hmm. So the press loved it because the police get involved, and Charles is always inciting a riot and breach of the peace. But the press loved it, the court case, because it was Goldilocks and the Three Bears, wasn't it? Brilliant. So all that week, it was really good. But all week we had a court, and to be honest with you, if one's done, we're all done.
Yes. But you got off, didn't you? You got off.
Chris Woods guilty, Terry Butcher guilty, Frank McAvennie not guilty, and I busted laughing. And Chris is in the dock saying, "Who fucking started that?" and then Graham Roberts was not proven. It only happens in Scotland. So he's elbowed me. He's prodding my elbow. He's going, "What's happening? What's happening?" I says, "They know it was you. They can't prove it." So that was it. They get criminal records. I got off there. But the only reason I got off there is because way back when the football started, the laws of the game, right? If you remember the old, good barrister I had, obviously. If you remember the old football games, they used to batter the goalkeeper and all that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right. Well, the laws of the game have never been changed. Mm-hmm. The interpretation of the laws have changed. So basically, I was allowed to hit the goalkeeper, and that's how I got off it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're going by the letter of the law, my barrister was saying, if you're going by the letter of the law, he can hit me as much as he wants. I was going, fuck, I like this boy.
Dave, what do you want to ask Frank? What do you want to ask him?
How are you still alive?
I keep asking myself, but every year I get older, I go, how the fuck have I lasted this long? It was good. Listen, that was good fun. You've got to enjoy yourself, haven't you? I mean, I've done a lot of stupid things. But...
Do you still have a night out, Frank? Do you still go out?
Oh, all the time, yes, all the time. I pick my company now, I've got to.
Yeah.
I was at the West Ham game, Chelsea game a couple of weeks ago, but I had to do something before that. And Dave and Brendon appreciate this. I was doing this thing in this restaurant, The Orbit, just beside the ground. And I've got these people, and the girls are coming up with their boobs out and that, doing shots. And I'm thinking, fuck, I've got to work at the game. So I thought, well, I don't like refusing a shot with a beautiful girl. So I had a couple of shots, got to the game, had a few more beers, had a few more. I can't remember anyone getting sent off. And they were talking to they were talking to me after that, but would you think you sent off? I'm going, yeah, I've never sent off. No, I didn't have a fucking clue. I didn't even know who it was that got sent off. So that was the state. That was the state I was in.
But would you?
But you know what? I passed. I got away with it. Still paying, so I'm all right.
Would you have liked to have done more coaching and stuff?
No, not. I've not got a temperament for it.
No.
I couldn't. You can't speak to them now. You can't shout.
Really honest.
If the manager shouted at me, it's encouragement. I used to go, I'll prove you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that you get that out of them. And I just couldn't. You can't say anything to them now. You've got to be careful what you say. I mean, on the circuit as well. Luckily, the people I talk to and these dinners, I really couldn't give a shit what I say to them, because they're not going to be offended. Well, some of them might be offended, but who cares? You know, it's like Dave going and doing something. Who cares if somebody gets offended? Don't come.
Yeah. So Brendon, it's going to run out in 3 minutes' time, Brendon. So what question do you want to ask the legend of Frank McAvennie?
Frank, how do you feel about all the women commentators now in football?
Oh, that's a terrible question. That's a terrible That's terrible. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't mind girls in football. I don't mind that. I think they're doing great. But I feel it.
Liar.
I feel it's strange people tell me how to play football just because they're women. I don't mind people who are qualified, who doing the commentating, but when they're talking about all these things, they're calling things second phase. And I didn't know what second phase was. Basically, second ball.
Yeah. And
they're talking about fucking corridors. I'm going, what's a corridor? Down the wing. I mean, why change what's been there for, you know? And this low block, as soon as it gets slaughtered for, I didn't know what low block was. And it's defend deep. Why not just fucking say that?
Yeah.
Why did they make up these names? And then one, you know, they want to say money as guys. Well, I'll tell you what, let them play in the same pitch as guys, and I'll count the bonuses at the end of the year. There'll not be a lot.
So my last question, right, is how do you want to be remembered? When people look back on you and they say Frank McAvennie, what would you like to be remembered for?
Listen, I'm just like Dave says, I'm one of the guys that go out, one of the boys.
That's what you want to be remembered for, Frank. For just being Frank.
Just being me. I've never changed since. Well, Dave, I was doing all these jobs and I've never changed. Yeah, I've nehave never changed since then, no matter how much I made or.
Yeah.
But it was good fun. Really good fun. I would love to play. I would love to have played. Dave asked me why I'm not dead. If I was playing with the money they're playing today, I'd be dead.
We're under a minute, and I just want to say, look, you're so entertaining. You're welcome on here anytime, and we really appreciate your time. What do you want to say, Brendon?
Frank, I love you. Thank you so much.
Ben. Appreciate that, pal. Take care, buddy. Dave, I'll see you soon, buddy.
You soon, my friend.
And we'll speak to the man in Hastings for you.
Speak to the man.
Thanks very much.
Guys.
Thanks very much. Cheers, everybody.